Many people feel that living in Dubai is excellent and attractive. Forget all you've read, seen and heard. Those gleaming structures and artificial islands are nothing more than smoke and mirrors. There are so many things wrong with this town that I decided to make a video, which you should watch if you're thinking about moving to Dubai. But before we get into it, do me a favor and smash the like, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell button for notifications whenever a new video is published. Alright, let's get started. Number 10. It's desert hot in here. I'm giving you an ultimatum in this one, so that you would think beforehand not to travel to Dubai. It's not hot like in July in Florida. Hot like you're trapped in a car in July in Florida with enough humidity to make you feel like you're drowning. It's hot like 120 degrees with nearly 100% humidity. If you're looking for a way out, don't look to the wind. This sandstorm will hit your face straight away. This is the equivalent of aiming a hairdryer at your face at full blast. As you do this, pour fine moon dust like sand over your head and you'll get the idea. Not to mention, plants rarely grow in this place, so better expect no water nor shade will get your heat out. Number 9. Better use a VPN. Want to watch your favourite Netflix shows in Dubai? Avail for VPN services first. The government blocked all websites deemed offensive to the UAE's religious, moral and cultural values and are blocked by the government. That's difficult for a freedom-loving American to accept, but I understand. However, I'm baffled as to why all VoIP access and related websites are restricted. I suppose the government is offended by people cheaply communicating with their families back home. You are all welcome to call using the government-owned telephone monopoly's analog service, but it will cost you a lot more. So much so that, if you can afford them at all, your call frequency will be considerably reduced. Even though the government claims that VoIP is forbidden for security reasons, Communist China and North Korea inhabitants can use these low-cost calls. Your only alternative is to invest in a good VPN. Insider tip, make sure to get it before entering the country. Number 8. Plants don't grow here. There are far too few trees, plants and grass, or for that matter, living beings other than us crazy humans. Humans were not designed to dwell in such a setting, in my opinion. There would be enough water and shade if we were. The only greenery in the area is the government-planted roadside gardens, which are watered profusely during the day. Thank you very much. Didn't you say we needed to reduce our water usage since you couldn't keep up with the demand? I have an idea. Let's all go somewhere where the temperature isn't over 120 degrees. Or maybe you want to have some fun with pesky cactus in the wild. You decide. Number 7. Buy a bottle of water for $5. I'm not saying it's cheap. I'm saying it's too expensive. The average cost of a single bottle of water in the United States is $1.45, and even cheaper in other countries. What I'm saying is that the cost of living in Dubai is so much more than you expected. Real estate primarily contributes to the high cost of living. Second, everything in there is imported, even the sand used to create the floating islands. The third would be travel expenses, since you would fly if you wanted to do something in another state. Fourth would be education, as universities in Dubai are far too expensive than in the US. Imagine, a bag of washed lettuce will cost you almost $6. Even alcohol is expensive too. You do the math. The only thing cheaper here is labour. Number 6. Weekends? Never mind. Let me clarify. The weekend used to be Thursday and Friday, but no one took off the entire day on Thursday, only a half day. The government now declares Friday and Saturday as weekends, although some people only work on Friday, while others work the half day on Thursday and others work a half day on Saturday. Sundays are work days in any case, and little business can be done on Thursday through Saturday. Number 5. Traffic cameras are all over the place. Where are the cops? People drive like crazy here. Instead, they would invest in paying fair salaries to law enforcers than investing in surveillance cameras that don't do anything, aside from surveillance of course. It's okay to turn left from the far right lane, but exceeding the speed limit even by a few kilometers per hour will result in a fine. These cameras are deliberately placed as you descend slopes or when the speed limit changes. Bam! It'll be over before you know it, fined, and if you fail to pay your bill, your vehicle will be seized. Number 4. Poorly designed roads. Better not drive your car in Dubai's road system. You would be disappointed, especially if cops find your way around. It's not uncommon to go 10 minutes out of the way to perform a U-turn. Most of the time, people cannot provide directions, and maps are of limited assistance because they contain few, if any, road names. What is the location of interchange 4? All you have to do now is cross your fingers that you got on the motorway in the appropriate spot and start counting because they aren't numbered. If you miss it, you'll probably end up on the other side of town before you can turn around and return. It's an ultimate catastrophe. Number 3. Difficult door-to-door delivery service. Craving for meals? Don't call for food delivery service in Dubai. Due to the lack of a conventional address system, door-to-the-door delivery is difficult. It makes practically everything impossible. When you can buy something that has to be delivered, you are given a box to draw a map instead of an address line. Can't you draw a map? As an example, consider this. I live on a street that runs parallel to the airport route, but isn't connected by a roundabout. Make a U-turn after passing the mosque. Hassle, isn't it? Number 2. Taxi drivers don't smell that good. Enough with roads and deliveries, let's tackle public transportation. Taxi drivers here work extremely hard to make a living since taxi travel is still relatively inexpensive despite the rising cost of living. As a result, you may have a driver who hasn't had much sleep or had the chance to shower in many days. Many of these drivers struggle to find their way around just as much as you do. But when you mix in a third world nation driving style and excessive wariness, it's important to remember to strap up for safety. And number 1, Dubai isn't environmentally friendly. Of course, no doubt about that. Have you ever considered how much harm those artificial islands are causing to the fragile ocean ecosystem? Under a torrent of dredged up sea sand, coral reefs, seagrasses and oyster beds previously part of protected marine territories have become strangled. When you combine the garbage generated by creating houses on top of these sand monsters, and the people who live there without an effective recycling scheme, you have a recipe for disaster. Add in the fact that there are more gas-guzzling SUVs on the road than fuel-efficient cars, as well as the necessity for strong air conditioning 24 hours a day, and it's clear that the environment isn't high in the UAE's priority list. As far as we're concerned, living in Dubai isn't as good as you would expect. Though it's a well-known state, that doesn't signify the way of living here. Government restrictions, environmental concerns, poor infrastructures and high costs of living would make you think that it's better to be in your state than travelling to Dubai. Have you already decided which way to go? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Before leaving, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell button for notifications on our future content. With that being said, see you in the next one.